So, if you are familiar with my channel, you know that my videos are all over the place. But one of the only things that I've been consistent with is making videos about school. And even within my videos about school, I've been kind of all over the place. So I really hope this is kind of my last video that I have to make about this. Not that I'm obligated to, but just because I think it's kind of important just to know that, hey, you know, if you're also about my age, you're not going through this alone. So I kind of want to talk about my major and how it has drastically changed in the last year. So if you don't know me, my name is Josh. Well, actually, I did lose the Josh battle, so I think I might have to change that to whatever Josh is spelled backwards. I am almost 21. I took a gap year, so I'm not quite a junior. I did start out at a community college. I did 3 semesters there, 1.5 in person, and then COVID hit. I took a wide variety of classes there. Technically, I was a med lab tech major, which is a 2-year program, a highly valuable program. And really what I was hoping to get out of that was a set of skills that would lead me to a very specific job. I really liked the idea of working in a lab. I didn't really have a problem with working with bodily fluids or whatnot. So essentially I really liked the idea of doing a very skill-based job and a very kind of a regular job. You know what you're getting into every day and that kind of stuff. I liked the idea of a 9 to 5. I liked the idea of, always knowing what I'm gonna be doing at work. And then I got the opportunity to transfer because I had good grades and whatnot. And I was kind of, I think at that point I put out my mortuary science video when I was starting to think about transferring, and I was like, mortuary science is my calling. I definitely, like in another life, I guess, would be a mortician. I absolutely find mortuary science so fascinating. I personally look at death, I think, differently than a lot of other people. Of course, it's a very serious and heavy topic, but I don't know, I really like the idea of helping those who've lost a loved one and those who have passed, with that process. And so I was thinking about becoming an embalmer or a mortician. I wasn't quite sure. I still definitely could have seen myself going that way. I think ultimately why I decided not to was because, even more so than being, say, a doctor or a lawyer, it is really hard to become, at least in my opinion, become an embalmer or mortician in another state. Currently I live in Iowa. Nothing wrong with Iowa, but I don't really want to live here for my whole life, so that was kind of the main reason I didn't do that. And obviously I also was looking into doing med lab science, which is the 4-year version of med lab tech, which is a 2-year program again. And so I go to University of Iowa. I think I can mention that, no problem. I'm not going to bad talk the school or anything. The med lab science program at University of Iowa is very good. Not going to say anything bad about it, but it is also extremely selective. I believe they take 15 students per year. And at the current time, I had a 3.5, dogs in the background, I had a 3.5 GPA, which is not bad by any means, but my transfer GPA for some reason was 3.2, so it's like, I'm not even gonna try. And so I looked through the list of majors and I found informatics, which is basically a fancy way of saying computer science. It is computer science kind of mixed more with kind of more liberal arts classes. And so I wanted to get my BA in informatics, specializing in human-computer interaction, because I had really enjoyed psychology. It sounded like, again, like I'd always have a job. It seems like an ever-growing field, I guess. I think it'd be cool to always kind of be like learning. I did that for a whole semester. I had to take human factors engineering, which was way above my way above where my brain is at, and I took an intro to computer science course, and I did end up dropping out of both of those classes. Computer science specifically, just I didn't like it. I have massive respect for people who do. I was like, I can't imagine doing this for the rest of my life. Human factors engineering I did enjoy a lot more, but it was I didn't really see myself ever wanting to do engineering again. Math is not my strong suit, so essentially I decided to change my major yet again because of the math heavy major. And also I'm not necessarily great at memorizing things, which I believe you know, people who do go into the medical field or engineering or computer science, traditionally those people are very good at math and memorization. So at this point I was kind of starting to be like, okay, well, what are my skill set? What is my skill set? What do I like to do? And kind of what job do I kind of want? So then around New Year's, I changed to ethics and public policy, which people are like, what is that major? Like, people think it's so fascinating and whatnot. It is great if you want to go into politics or government. So hopefully you can kind of see where I'm going. And ethics and public policy is an awesome major. You can only find this type of major at a major school like University of Iowa, obviously, with it being a Big Ten school. So it's an interdisciplinary major. It takes elements from economics, which economics was like my favorite class in high school. I did really well. Philosophy, political science, and sociology. And so in January, I started with that major, one class from each of those 4 disciplines. I took principles of micro econ, which I find really, like, the ideas very interesting and very stimulating, but the math part I just can't do, so I did end up dropping that class. And then I did take class called symbolic logic, and I had no idea it would be math. I just want to say both of the professors for those classes, completely awesome, like way above competent, awesome professors. Nothing about the professors, nothing about the material. I'm not trying to slam the university or whatever. I just didn't know how math heavy those classes would be, and so I did end up dropping them. So currently I'm taking, or probably by the time I upload this video, the semester will be over, but currently I'm taking Intro to American Politics and Intro to Soc, because I realized, dang, I love politics, I love sociology. It takes a lot of what I'm interested in, and I think I have, like, the right mind for it. So I decided to do political science. I might get a minor in sociology. Again, it's really, I don't know what I would do with that. I don't really know what that entails. It's like kind of just me speaking out of my ass, for lack of better words. But I don't really know exactly what I want to do with this degree. I know it's really easy to make fun of poli-sci majors because in some ways there are a lot of people who study this there's a lot of people who study like business and communication, other related majors, and there's kind of a negative stereotype of like, oh, you don't know what you want to do, be one of those majors, or you just want to party in college, be one of those majors. And there are definitely people in all 3 of those majors, or in that kind of realm, who are like that, for sure, because it is not necessarily a difficult major. But I think the way we look at college from a societal level, we often think of, okay, what skills are you learning to do a specific job? And that's how I personally looked at college. And I realized that is not really the purpose of college. I mean, that is part of it, but another part is, of course, just like learning stuff and becoming a well-rounded human being. And, you know, I don't mean to sound elitist or anything, but I realized just having a base level of knowledge and being more logical and rational and whatnot is really something that I want to work on. So I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with this degree. However, personally, I really am still interested in stuff that I was interested before I changed my major to poli-sci, such as government work, nonprofit, and the like. I don't necessarily want to go into politics. I think if I did, I should take a side note. One of the things I know I do want to do with my life is I want to be a campaign staffer for at least once in my life. Don't want to make a career out of that, but I think it'd be a really cool experience and something to put on my resume. So kind of what I want to end on in this section is that it's okay not to know what you want to do. It's okay to change your major. It's okay to try new things. That's really what college is about. And also, when you're choosing a major, there's a few things that I think you should consider. What do you want your day-to-day job look like? You know, do you want a traditional 9-to-5? Do you want an office job? Really, you know, again, what do you kind of imagine yourself doing in 10 years? 2, I think you should think about what your skills are. Again, I chose several really math-heavy and memorization-heavy majors, which was not the right decision for me. And 3, what are your skills like? You know, if you are good at math, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a math-heavy major. It just means, hey, you might be more inclined to do well at something like engineering. But just because you have a certain skill set does not mean that you have to go into a certain field. So that's, again, really the meat and potatoes of this video. But I just kind of want to talk a little bit about how I got to this point, because I know it may seem really stupid and seem really simple, but it actually took over a year to get to this point. So like many people who are in this situation, I have taken a million different aptitude tests and whatnot, and I always get like engineering and computer science, doctor, all this kind of stuff. And the thing is I'm horrible at math and memorization. I even recently, as in like the last month, I took this this career aptitude test called UScience. I believe you have to pay for it. I got it free through my university, and again, it came up with all of those things. And the thing that really annoyed me with this, the little rant here, is that it even tested me on math, like for like over an hour, and I didn't cheat, and it was like, gave me all these math heavy careers. And when I scrolled through the list, and I was like, okay, I finally found like bits and, you know, couple different jobs that I'd like I think being a lawyer would be really interesting. Not sure if I'll go through that direction, but very cool. And even a lot of like the adjectives it used to describe me is like, I don't really know if that's me, because it also, although it gave me like very science and math heavy careers, it also said like, you're very creative, you're an idea person. Really the only thing it got right was that I think I'm kind of more left brain in general, and I am an introvert, so I kind of, maybe that's how they base their career suggestions off of. Also, just on a personal note, my political beliefs have changed like a lot over the last year. Not extremely, like I'm still, you know, pretty liberal and whatnot, but I am kind of ashamed to admit this. Again, not trying to start any fights, not that anyone's even watching at this point, but I was registered as a libertarian for quite some time. I did register like for a couple days as a Democrat to go to the Democratic caucus in 2020. I don't want to start any fights by saying who I caucused for. Anyways, not Biden. Anyways, I definitely have became more liberal, and I still feel like kind of middle of the road in a couple issues. But I realized like I don't feel represented by Republican Party, obviously, but not the Democratic Party, and I felt like that for a while. I think I made a video about Bernie Sanders on here. I absolutely love him. I don't agree with Bernie on everything, but I seriously think, what's that old saying, that old-timey saying, Bernie ran so Biden could walk. Like, literally, we would not even be talking about some of the things we're talking about today seriously if it hadn't been for Bernie Sanders. So I don't know, that's really all I feel like talking about. I'm sorry this video was so long and ranty, but again, I hope it maybe reached the right person who needed to hear this, and hopefully this will be the last I change my major, or I know what I'm doing video that I post. So I hope everyone who made it to this point is having a good day. Please wear a mask, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon.